this meeting to order. Ask the Reverend John Speed lead us in invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, in Jesus' name we do thank you, God, again for this very day. We thank you, Lord, for your blessings. And Lord, we do ask for your guidance in this meeting tonight, Lord. Help us, God, to make the right decisions, the best decisions, the ones that you would be proud of, Lord, and what would be the best for the town, for the most of the citizens, Lord. Help us, God, to do the very best we can. And God, we're not going to give you the praise and the honor for it. In Jesus' name.
All stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We have before us either written form or electronic minutes of the previous meeting, pardon me. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept or make changes.
Make a motion to approve the motion.
I'll make a second to that.
Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Okay. That takes us to the public hearing to hear ordinance number 62. Jason, I'm going to take some guidance from you, if you would, how much to read all of it, or what?
Ordinance 62 was actually originally brought before this council a month or so ago in reference to something Chief Breedlove had brought to our attention about unwanted camping in designated areas throughout the town. This has been adopted by several of the adjoining localities, including Chilhowie and some other localities of the same size. This is just to keep people from coming in, starting their own little camp, little home shelters in public areas that, where we don't want people, drifters coming through, living on our streets and in our parks and everything. Is there anything else that you see, Chief Breedlove, that, it's basically just covering us as an ordinance to keep us from having transients come into our community and set up tents and start living on public property where they shouldn't be living. The entirety of this ordinance, I know all of you have seen it before, and it does talk about camping and public property, and exceptions would be anything written permission by the town manager or designee. One of the exceptions to the rule generally in the past has been a lot of times I've had people approach me. We've had bikers come through, that are traveling driving the country and stuff. We'll let them put their tent up at the fire department and things like that. That's not what this ordinance is intended for. This ordinance is intended for loitering and people being in public places and trying to live off those public places. So that's what this ordinance is about. And if anybody has any questions for me or the chief, you're more than welcome.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, sir.
We need to open
Are
the
we?
No.
You need to
Open the
We have
public
to open
hearing.
it back in the council.
open the public hearing.
To do that, yeah, close the public hearing on it anyway. We're supposed to be discussing it now. And
I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's just go back in and vote.
Well, the public hearing has to happen before the public gets to.
Oh, the public has.
so anyway, what part do Monica, you have What do I need to read?
You just need to open the public hearing for comments from the,
Okay, no. With that said, I'd like to open the hearing to consider zoning of ordinance number 62. But with that said, we'll entertain comments from our gallery. Okay. Well, before you begin, I want to sort of go to remind, I've gotten myself in trouble over the 3-minute rule. I didn't say it when I should have said it. So if you would, and if you need more than 3 minutes, we will arrange it.
Thank you. I'm on California time, I got 3 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
We'll be gone.
Well said.
same difference? Okay, so, I guess this is what we published. It says, town council will conduct public hearing, blah, 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 zoning ordinance 3.4, said how it starts out. This is what I reviewed. Is this,
It's ordinance number 62.
He's talking about the.
The zoning ordinance.
Yeah,
let me just jump right to it.
we haven't got to the zoning ordinance yet. This is the camping one. We're talking about ordinance number 62 right now. We're
Just
gonna
different?
talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah, this-
Oh, I'm ahead of it.
There's 2 things in this public hearing.
There's actually 3.
I was not, sorry.
Used up a minute and a half.
That'll get you a little more later.
Okay. I have no issue with this at all. I just have 2 questions for clarification.
Okay.
I am Amy McBride, Mr. Mayor and Council. Are we gonna have any designated areas since we're saying except in designated areas? Will there be designated areas for the transients, the homeless, the whoever?
Not unless it's deemed fit by council to.
See, there'd be no county. Sort of
Well,
straightforward.
public property except in designated areas, so I'm just making sure I understand that.
There are no designated areas.
Yeah, so maybe prohibiting camping on public property, period? Okay, if someone does camp on public property, any public property, apparently, no designated areas, what's the penalty? What's gonna happen to them?
Class 1 misdemeanor.
Class 1 misdemeanor, okay?
Basically evicted.
And again, I have no problem with this. I guess I don't understand why except in designated areas is superfluous to me because there aren't. Thank you.
I mean, if it's deemed appropriate by the council, we can take out designated areas and just leave no camping in public.
It just alludes to
public
the fact
property.
that it's possible to a citizen that there will be designated areas.
I mean, that's what the public hearing's for. If you guys want it changed, want that language taken out,
But that leaves.
then it's not
He leaves it
ambiguous.
in there and leaves room for you to say a biker or something, somebody on a bicycle could camp down there by permission, right?
Yeah. That would be the one thing, designated areas and have to be approved by the town
Instead of
manager or
having all that
designee.
long wording, you basically
Yeah.
cover it with the designated area.
Right, I understand that. Thank you.
Okay, my guidance, good deal. You said there's 2 parts to our, do we need to do?
Yeah, we can do
close the
it,
public hearing?
we can do it all together, I think, right, Jason?
I would open up the next public hearing.
Okay, so go ahead and close that one, and you all make
Okay,
your,
with that said, we've closed the public hearing on ordinance number 62.
and go ahead and do your vote.
Well, are we back in,
Yeah, you've closed.
You closed, you're
Now you
back
can
in
vote.
open session, and you all can vote on that ordinance.
Okay. All right, I make a motion, we, enact, is that the right word?
that's all right.
Adopt.
Adopt.
Adopt, thank you. I knew there was a better word. Ordinance number 62.
As
As
presented.
written, as presented.
I second.
Okay, is there any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor of adopting proposed ordinance number 62, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Oh, same sign? That's adopted. Okay. Now, I'll open another public hearing.
For zoning ordinance changes, yes, sir.
Okay, now I see, I don't know if there's two parts. Anyway, the Retreat County Council conducted a public hearing to deal with zoning ordinance 3.4 and 3.5.
Okay.
3.
Just to go over what we have done in these zoning ordinances, and for anybody who hadn't been here, the previous administration had changed some of the zoning ordinances that actually took out some of the uses that were allowed in R2, that were allowed in R1, so we just brought them back. So if it is allowed in a stricter zoning, then it is allowed in the next less stricter zoning, and so on and so forth. So as the zoning gets less strict, anything allowed in the previous zone is allowed in that zone. Does that make sense? Okay. R1 is more strenuous than R2. So if it's allowed in R1, it's automatically allowed in R2. It kind of gets some of the ambiguity out of it, and it's a lot easier for people to read and understand.
It kind of builds up on it.
Yes, exactly. And then the second part of this, about a month or so ago, we reported on a lot of the properties in the town of Rural Retreat. If they were destroyed, then they would not have the proper road frontage to replace those dwellings. This is amending that to say that if there was an existing structure used as a dwelling on that property, then they had to meet the same footprint and not to exceed the zoning of that lot, but they did not have to meet the 100-foot road frontage. Now, any new home or dwelling that is proposed has to reach what is in effect right now, which is the 100-foot road frontage. This is keeping us from, if there was a disaster, homes not being built back where they were, say on Griever and some of these other places where they're small, Richmond, things like that. And that was the other thing that we had talked about. And then lastly was the fees for the zoning amendments and conditional use permits and things where we were losing money on advertising. We didn't talk to VML. They advised us just to go ahead and use that the property owner shall pay for any cost of advertising, certified letters, and anything postage would be responsible for the property owner, so that we do not break, or at least we do not lose money on a conditional use permit, because we were losing anywhere from $350 to $400 every time we processed a conditional use permit. Basically, those are the changes. If anybody has any questions, if now's the time you'd like to come approach and ask questions, that's fine. I'll answer anything you got.
You basically explained my questions. That was, because in looking at it, it does roll up. So CN converts into CG, CG converts into, well, vice versa. And I guess my question was back to, there are certain parameters about residential lots in terms of heights and widths and stuff like that. So all that just rolls into the others. So somebody could go into a commercial area and build a residential house, but with no expectation that they have those protections.
We have a lot of households currently in commercial areas. The Route 11 corridor is full of them. From Kitten Lane, if you know where Kitten Lane is,
Yeah.
up toward the school, all the way down to the tractor place, Southwestern Equipment. A lot of those places are built in commercial general areas because at one time they thought, there might be something to come in there that would be commercial. But our town, I'm not gonna say littered, but it has a lot of individual single-family dwellings in commercial zones. And generally what they do is, if they decide to sell a property, I'll get a call and they'll ask me, if this house burns down, can they build it back? Well, we've already set a precedent that we're allowing families to live in commercial general neighborhoods, so it is approved to build it back. I don't know what the answer to it is, because if you take away the commercial general aspect of it and make it residential, then you have a business comes in and you tell them they can't go in on Route 11, so it's kind of it's not the best situation, but we've set a precedence, I think, to where we can allow people to live and let live, and then if businesses do come in, they're allowed to do what they need to do as well.
Crazy question. If somebody's in that area, could they apply for, no, it wouldn't work.
Apply for what?
Could they apply to have their lot zoned as an R1? That wouldn't work.
Wouldn't that be spot
Spot zone.
That would be spot zoning. That's frowned upon by,
That's written down illegal.
Yeah.
They define not to be smart.
Okay. All right.
and they do that to keep, one of my friends from doing it or whatever, they give them $2,000 and they zone it this way just so they can do what they want to do and stuff like that. It can get bizarre, and it's not a situation we want to get into.
Does the zoning have an impact on the property value, i.e. property tax?
Zoning?
Yeah, so if you got a nice house in R1 and a nice house in commercial general, do they pay a different tax rate? No.
No,
It's a
sir.
good place to get answers in. I always thought so. Okay, more comments?
Well, actually, I just want to restate to you, Mr. Manager, that not really motivation, more common sense on the reason why I just want to make sure I get this right, if I'm asked, is the reason why you are making a motion and voting on citizens paying for conditional permits is because the town is losing money on it. So you're just trying to.
We're not trying to make money on anything.
Right.
So,
But you're not trying to lose money either. So
Right.
what is behind this motion?
every time somebody comes in and does a conditional use permit, okay? The taxpayers, me and you, and Monica and these people in this room, are paying for that advertising, for that individual, okay?
Yeah.
Through our funds that we pay out here to town. We're also paying for the mailings that have to go out. Well, that individual, as a property owner, is asking for this, not the town as a whole. So why should the whole taxpayer
Excellent.
pot pay for what one individual wants? If they want it bad enough, then they should have to pay for the advertising fees and not you and me and all this. I mean,
Yes, not
it's
sure.
a half of a penny maybe in a year,
Yeah.
but still, it's money that I think they should pay if that's what they want to get that process done, and not the average taxpayer.
I do too. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any other comments? Derek, let me make him some mad, he's leaving.
Please leave it.
He's turning that. We've told him to cut down on the electricity bill, he's turning the lights down. Okay. Do we have any other questions, any other comments about reworking these? It appears everybody understands what's being asked. So with no further questions, I'll close the public hearing and bring us back into session.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question now that I can say.
Oh, yes, sir, continue.
If the planning commission recommends that conditional use permit be granted, and we approve it, are we gonna require the payment of those fees prior to that conditional use permit being granted?
The payment of the fees is before it's ever advertised.
Okay, the payment has to be made before it's advertised.
We will get in touch with the advertisement, find out what that cost is, find out what we're gonna have to mail, what that cost is. They'll pay the cost, we'll advertise. the-
Okay, prior to
Yes, sir.
the planning commission meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to know how we were going to get those funds.
Because if we went to the planning commission and they said no, then
Yeah.
they have no reason, or,
Yeah.
I mean, some people might not have any reason to even pay.
We've already done.
We've already
the mailing
paid the
and
money in front and with the trustees, so.
Okay.
Okay, is any other discussion? While we do things, without any questions? Voice them. Okay. Then, Tara will entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Is the motion we're accepting all of these proposals?
Well,
To be-
the last, those three that he's got hidden on
Right.
I'll second.
okay. Mark it up, you've already got the numbers on, stuff like that. Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Pose same sign. That motion carries. Thank you all. And thank you all for participating. So somebody at least wanted to know what was going on. Okay. That said, that takes us to citizen time. You've all been talking away. Go ahead there. Let it have it.
I'll inform the town council that the rescue squad is finally shut down. The last time it was given county last September. So it's totally gone.
So now this is a county function.
They've been functioning since April last year.
Right, period.
But the paperwork's finally complete,
You
taxes
don't
are filed and
know.
everything.
None of that exists anymore.
No more. It's all gone.
So all the money out of y'all's account went to the county?
Hmm?
All the money in your account went to the county?
It's zeroed out. The account's zeroed out.
Are you relieved?
Yeah, big time.
I know you spent a lot of time. Pulling the two of that go did a great job. I'm not his job.
Also, I'd like to know, has anything been done on Buck Gardner's for you?
I've talked to a guy from VDOT that I met in here about some signage and stuff. And they also talked to him about another street in town. And he's going to be putting it on their schedule. What that schedule is,
10 years, I guess, huh?
I think their schedule is a 6-year schedule, is what he told me. But he said as streets get, he said some of them, these outer streets, they get, I don't want to bring up a bad topic,
Just tell
but
him to come up
the
with
the
an order.
slurry stuff that they were doing, a lot of those streets get replaced with slurry instead of, what is that stuff called, Sean? The stuff that slurry puts on these roads. Mike?
It's just a top coat.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just a
slurry.
top coat.
I thought it was called something else.
And, of course, it being just a top coat, it is much more economical. But of course, you don't have the traffic that you would on primary. So a lot of times for the street, the slurry pavement is just fine.
They're gonna have to do some work when they go West Street.
Yeah.
Big one.
But he came in here and I did show him what you had brought me that day. And talked to him about it. So, and I actually have talked to him twice. I talked to him last week on the phone about it too, about a road. He had called me about snow removal and I had asked him about that road. He said that he would look at his schedule and see what he could do.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Yeah. Do we have any other?
Oh, yeah. You're very often, you guys stand up tonight.
First of all, we just received, Depot received a donation of a complete collection of Dr. Pepper memorabilia from a man named Clifford Hancock, who some of y'all either may know, went to school with him. He graduated with Priscilla. No, sir.
Priscilla Hall? Oh,
Yeah. No, it's Brazil and Lesser. So we're gonna have, all that stuff laid out and the depot on display on Dr. Pepper Day. And, hopefully it'll draw some more people in. But, you know, our advertising is encouraging people to go to Dr. Pepper Day, and then, would you mind if we made a banner we could hang somewhere down at the stage that says Depot's open with the exhibit or something like that?
I don't have a problem with it.
No, just.
Frank, if you'll send me the information, I'm gonna hit social media hard this week, and I'll tie it in with us.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's 4 big totes. I never knew Dr. Pepper made so much stuff. But it's really something. Okay. I don't know if it's been discussed, the bright streetlights that are appearing around town now. I threw away all my night lights because there's so much light coming into my house, I can read books by it. Is there anything, is there any?
I think that's the time coming, whatever. LEDs, and that's the more efficient way to light. And also get out a lot more light. There's a downside to it.
And that, our local individual, he's been hitting our town hard. I mean, he's got the downtown lit up, which, to each their own. I like them.
Eventually, they're all going to be that.
Yeah, that'll all change over from sodium vapor to.
But light has never been an issue that has bothered me. Now, I know it does, some people don't like it. But, you know, he told me, he said, we're changing all these out to LEDs. He said, it's just so much cheaper for us. And I mean, it's not, he's being told what he has to do and what he has to put where. If you'll notice down at the depot, Mr. Lewis was talking about it earlier, it's a much bigger one that lights up that whole area, and they try to get it to where it shines down for the most part. And if you look at them, I can see where a lot of them do shine straight down. But
That'd be a lot different. It's better.
There's 2 different sizes of it. If you look at them, one of them's shorter and the other one is longer. The one you put down in the flat is the longer one, which puts out more light. And I talked to Mike about it, and he says eventually he's got to do them all.
So, this is, whose decision is this, Appalachian?
AEPs.
Appalachian decides.
Yes.
it's their poles. We cannot do anything on their poles. I mean, we cannot, even before we go to put our Christmas decorations, we have to tell them, we're putting up this many lights, and they know the poles, and,
Yeah.
I mean, because if we were to just climb up there and do something were to happen, the liability is,
How did they decide where to place the streetlight?
they're going to be replacing every one of them.
I mean, there's no streetlights in Cedar Springs. I mean, how did they decide to place a streetlight anywhere?
We replaced them years ago.
Okay.
And we went through the same procedure, I don't know, some of it might remember, when we went to the yellow sodium lights.
Yeah.
People, there were, there were complaints about that then, about the amount of light.
It was
And the color of the light.
Yeah.
But AEP did that also, and it was,
Well, I love those things. I mean, I got those, I'm still lucky I got those on the west end, so, you hardly, I mean, they look nice. But all the stuff that's coming around town now, it just comes right through the door and just lights up everything, so.
Am I right in saying we did that primarily, and I guess y'all did that before the town did, but every intersection at least needs to be lit. It's a safety.
Written down.
It's a safety
Especially-
thing, and consequently, because we have so many streets.
and then over time, we also had individual requests for a light to be placed in their particular neighborhood.
We had a bunch of those, I remember.
Yes.
One of the main reasons for the reason lights are where they are, and this is not everywhere, but it's sidewalks. Anywhere there's a sidewalk, where people are gonna be walking and pedestrians are gonna be involved, they want streetlights on those. Buck Avenue, Main Street, Baumgartner, and then any of the highly residential, Chinky
Road
Pen.
curves.
I mean,
Right.
and it's, I mean, Cedar Springs, you've got a house maybe once every 500 yards or so. Here, you've got houses,
There's nobody to pay for those lights in Cedar Springs either, except the county. The town pays a light bill on those lights.
Well, that's why I thought the town might have some influence over what they put in. You know, it's kind of for the town and paid for by the town, so shouldn't the town have a say?
well,
Maybe the town doesn't care.
Maybe, but I don't think we do have a say because they determine the type of lights that the company uses.
If I remember right, even on the request from the general public, AEP turned some of them down.
Yeah.
So we already put there, didn't do any good at all.
Yeah.
well, and AEP, I think another thing about it is they want to be able to, they're having trouble with energy right now, maybe. All I know is my electric bill last winter, and I'm assuming it's going to stay the same this winter and probably more, is going to go up. So they're trying to cut costs. So while they're trying to cut costs, these LED lights are cutting costs from the old lights by, I don't know the number, but I know that they're less expensive than the old lights. So if I were AEP, I would want to be out changing all these lights so that I could either lower people's energy bill, or at least showing that I'm trying to save energy to supply my customers, if that makes sense.
Okay. Spoken like a businessman.
No, I mean,
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Boy, the old bulbs are a lot easier to shoot out with a BB gun.
Yeah.
Just up to Calvin.
Done that one time.
Okay. Has anybody else for citizens' time? Anybody else want to address council? Okay, that takes us to correspondence. Do we have correspondence from the town office?
We do. I have a couple thank you notes here. The first one is, we appreciate, dear Town of Retreat, we appreciate your memorial for Dallas Shoemate. He was a good man who will be missed in the community and church. Thank you again for your gift. United Lutheran Church, Beverly Wynn, Secretary. And then I have one from Mountain Laurel Nursing Facility. Thank you all so very much for helping with the Fishing Expo again this year. Great time was had by all. We greatly appreciate your help and support. Cindy and the residents of Mountain Laurel. That's all I've got.
Okay. All right, do we have any correspondence from council? Okay, that's it. Derek, police report.
I have none.
Anybody got any questions?
Do you want us to make something?
Yeah, do we need any good rumors starting?
No.
Shoot down a street light?
Just go to Parkway Gas and you'll get one.
yeah.
Okay. We'll have questions for the chief. Takes us to downtown the unfinished business, downtown revitalization.
Downtown revitalization, I will tell you, we've got a lot going on down there, as I think people can see. Recently the town, what day did we advertise that? Do you remember? Was it the 1st of October?
October 3rd.
October 3rd, and it's due November 1st.
Yeah.
We did advertise the construction phase for the downtown project for bids. This basically includes everything that is not encompassed in the splash pads, the playground, the farmer's market, which will all be bid out or are completed. These projects will include the sidewalks, the flagpoles, the lighting, the electrical, as well as the infrastructure for the site. So this is going to be the meat and potatoes of even down to the grass and the planting and where the lights go, where the sidewalks go, where the drainage goes, that leads all through the park. Like I said, we will be building about, what is it, about 3/4 the size of the other pavilion, Mike?
This is probably gonna be a 24 by 40.
Okay, so it's gonna be smaller than the original farmer's market, but it's gonna look the same and have the same style and colors, so it matches. And this will link the splash pad with the playground. The splash pad has been poured, and the piping and mechanical elements of the project are currently being installed. The town has been working with the contractor for the playground that did have the ultimate winning bid to make sure that the proposed pavilion and walkways will match the flow of foot traffic and ensure safety for all patrons of the park. We did meet with Nathan, with Barrington, went over everything. It was me and Monica and Mike and Jeremy and some other people, you know, just to go over what you guys had looked at and approved when he came and did his presentation. He did need to change some gates and stuff around after he got to looking, but we may need to change around some flowers and some grasses and stuff. They have been in touch with the fencing company, be the same fencing company that did the fence we already have, so we know what they do. We know that they have the fence to match, but it will not be as high as that fencing around the splash pad and stuff like that. And it'll be chain link. It'll be chain link. No,
Nope.
no. Okay, I'm sorry. It will not be chain link.
The same decorative.
Yes.
Yes. I was thinking about when we go to the other side of the property. You've probably noticed that the brick on the north side has been laid. And also on the Main Street side of the building, has been laid to where the doors and windows can be installed. Those have been ordered. Are they in, you know? They're not in yet. But they will be, we'll have the glass and the door for the front, and then the doors and stuff that will lead into the bathrooms area in the building. After they brick that, after they brick it, they'll come in and paint everything. So it'll all, you know, the brick don't match, but it will be painted over and everything will look uniform. So, got a lot going on down there with that. Mike has been working with them on some DIs, where to put it, and where he's gonna have to move some water meters into some. We're trying to move them into an area where we're gonna have some vegetation, so if we ever need to get to them, they're not under concrete or asphalt or whatever. And there is a section. Did he ever get with you on that?
Yeah, they've already done, there's two, and he's already laid them out for us.
So you know where they need to be. Okay, so that's gonna take care of our water. Also, the electrical will be in that bid package as well. That's all I have about the downtown right now. Mr. Mayor.
This pertains to it, but Mike, where they did the sidewalk and the railing at Jim's, the old sidewalk railings are still there. They're leaning up against the wall in front of the old town office building.
Are in front or in between the buildings?
They're in front of the building
Okay.
against that wall there. They probably need to be moved before Halloween.
I can get those, I didn't know if you had plans for them or what. I'll get rid of them. I'll throw them in the road.
That's what'll happen Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
may I ask just a very simple question? Regarding downtown, you mentioned lights, with regard and respect for what Mr. Avers was putting forth in residents around the new park,
Mhm.
will the town be able to decide what kind of lights are up there? Not the, okay, good, thank you.
And those lights that are gonna be in that park are gonna be, they have shields on them that the light will go down. So we made sure,
And I asked that question.
there's a word for that, but I don't know the word for it.
There's a reason why I asked that question. One of them was because you live on that street. The other was because I didn't want any issues with Norfolk Southern. I didn't know if there would be, but you know, when that train comes through there, if we have lighting on our property that's shining back into that conductor's face, I didn't want to have to go back and redo anything. So I asked the guy that specific question. I said, these lights, I said, are they going to cover just exactly what's below the light for a certain amount of space? And he said, yes. And I said, so shouldn't have any citizen problem? He said, no. And also, I said, is the railroad going to have any problem? He said, it should not affect the railroad whatsoever. So I specifically did ask that question.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of the railroad.
Okay, any other questions from McGowan? Okay. Dale's not here tonight, so I don't know if you know anything about the contract. Okay, and goes to the upgrades to the water plant.
As far as upgrades to the water plant, waiting on Mike to get here to do that CIP cleaning. We've decided we're gonna go ahead and go with that. I will tell you, I talked about it at the last meeting. I did reach out to a local individual about pressure washing the orange tanks. And he got back to me and he'll do it for $1,500. So we're scheduled for that in the next, I think the 21st, I think was the day we were scheduled, 21st or 22nd. I will tell you this, he's not gonna get to go as high as what the other people were, but I think if he gets the bottom and kind of gets it feathered up to where it reaches the higher parts of that tank, it'll be well worth the $30-some thousand savings to get that cleaned up. So his name is Mr. McCone. He's a young man that has his own pressure washing company. And he had been by before and left me his card. And I called him and he put me on the schedule, and I think he put the town on the schedule. And it should be, it was the 20-something, I can't remember what it was, but he will be here to pressure wash those water tanks. You want me to go ahead to the sewer plant?
Yes, sir, if you would.
Sewer plant, the second clarifier is up and running now. Finally, it's been down for a while, but it is running properly, doing what it should do. This should help us maintain better quality in sampling and help the overall operation of the plant itself. I'm very satisfied finally get this on board. It's something that we've needed, and I'm glad we're finally back up to full capacity at the sewer plant. Water accountability is the next thing I have. And I spoke with Kevin Belcher from Giles County. Spoke to him quite a bit. He's getting some more information from the town office. He says Brenda's very good at getting him any information he needs, which I knew that to be the case anyway. But he's missing a couple months to get his spreadsheet together. What he has done is he has seen how many gallons per minute or per hour we send to the water plant, and then he sees what we're putting out. And he said that there's a correlation that's not making sense to him somewhere. So somewhere there's something. I don't know if it's a meter. I don't know if it's that type of thing. I don't know if it's a SCADA issue. I don't know if it's a billing issue. I don't know what it is. But he has found something that he says is not adding up to him. And he said that he would like to set up a time during the workday with the utility meeting during work hours if possible, if we could do that. And once he gets back to me, I'll try to set that up. I'll try to give you a couple dates. I'll get you guys, we'll advertise it, and then I'll get Mike and Logier and everybody here, and we'll try to track down as to what, because he's pretty bright. He'll help us, at least alleviate some of our issues. In the past meeting, I did talk about some valves that needed to be replaced at the water tank and over on Canal. Those valves have been ordered. I did sign the contract with Core and Main.
Core and Main.
With Core and Main to come do it. Have they been in touch with you about when to schedule it at all? So it has been it has been ordered, and is ready to go. If you don't mind, Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my
Yeah, go
report,
ahead.
my report while I'm here. The first thing was, I wanted to say, that I thought AEP had came in and done a good job in town, me personally. One thing is, we got a street light where I never thought we'd have one, and I look out my back door and it's pretty good.
It is good.
It's pretty good, especially for Halloween. I'm thankful that we got it in before Halloween, and I'm very, very thankful and glad that that situation ended up the way it did. Number two, Staley Spring, I will let you know it's in the attorney's hands right now with the stipulations that we talked about as far as purchasing property down there at it was 1.3 acres. The owner is on board, we're on board. It's just a matter of getting the paperwork from our attorney to her, let her and her attorney review it, and then sign the paper.
Survey complete.
Survey's complete. Everything's complete except for, signing.
Did we agree to fencing
We didn't agree to fencing, we agreed to an entrance.
and entrance for him?
An entrance. We agreed to an entrance, we agreed to him being able to to get his cattle from the east side and the west side to water. And then we agreed to, what else am I missing? Was that it?
And not fence in the area that we're not gonna use, he can still use it
Yeah.
to correct.
Right. So, it was nothing, we didn't agree to anything that's gonna keep us from doing anything we want to do. And them from doing what they've done for years, which is kinda important too, because I mean, I want them people to function as well. But, did talk to one of the owners of the property across the street. The sign has been taken inside, talking about the CarQuest sign. The property owners are trying to work on the building some, they're trying to do some brick work, and I think there's a window busted out near the rear of the property that they're gonna get replaced. And they've had discussions with the individual that they're working with, to try to get some things done. I did let him know that, if something, was not done pretty quickly, he'll be getting a letter, but I do think they're trying, and I think he's done some stuff. He's moved the car, he's moved the sign. There's still a lot left to do, but at least he put the sign up, and got that out of the way.
Sign or did the property owner move the sign?
The property owner said he did. So,
Nelson worked all day. If you like, yeah, he did.
and then the decks at the Caboose Community Center and Dr. Pepper Stage, I have a individual that's supposed to meet me to look at it for a quote tomorrow or Thursday. So I do have an individual coming to give me an initial quote on those three things. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, anybody have a question?
Well, we skipped over Dr. Pepper Day, if you want to go back to that part.
Yeah. What did you report on that?
Me,
You,
I could tell,
well, I wasn't looking at you.
his head thing was in there.
Is that?
Derek, we're ready to go. We put, spread the word pretty good. Band's all lined up. We've advertised for the cruise in. Monica got us some vendors. Something though, I didn't feel comfortable about telling these people they could come. I told you guys, the Boy Scouts want to put up an enclosed BB range that day. Y'all think that's all right?
We had it at Heritage Day, and
Yeah.
I mean, the kids liked it, and I mean, and I
We
didn't
can
see
turn
any.
loose on the streetlights too.
Yeah. Is They've been here before, I mean, if you're satisfied.
Frank will buy them, right? You might be.
I mean,
Frank's about to make a big donation to the world.
I saw a lot of kids in there doing it, and they were not in they were not in a prime spot at Heritage Day. I wouldn't say they were kind of back over near the trash receptacle. But I did see a lot of kids in there doing it, and they seemed to be having fun, and it seemed safe. I mean,
Okay. Where do you want to put it?
With the rest of the vendors, I guess. It's
Yeah.
a blow-up thing, isn't it?
mhm.
We put it there for blow-up thing.
Derek and I were gonna go down there sometime this week and kind of figure out how to set the vendors up.
Okay.
So, what day you wanna do that? We'll get with you,
Okay.
because you need to, yeah.
We'll let you.
I'll tell them to come on.
We will let you know. What day is it?
Sunday? When's Dr. Pepper Day?
Yeah.
Sunday?
The weather's not looking the best. 60% chance of rain, 64 degrees. There's another event going on Saturday there. So, just in case, they're gonna have a tent at that event. So, we're just gonna have to leave that tent up, and we're gonna pay the second day for that tent. Because if it does come down,
That's a good idea.
and it's a pretty big tent.
Yeah.
We'll have a place underneath to give out the shirts and the stuff.
Keep
And
the
every-
t-shirts dry.
Yeah, keep the t-shirts and the Dr. Pepper dry, so we don't want any wet t-shirt stuff going on.
Easy.
I just don't want to give out wet t-shirts. What are you talking about?
Mercy.
But yeah, there will be a tent down there too, so.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions to bring forward? Go ahead, you look like
I do have a couple of things that I went over with Jason earlier, but he did not address them in his report. We still have the inoperative motor vehicles sitting around that we had back in the spring. Not a whole lot's been done about them, they're still there. We have a lot of mowing that has not been done. Particularly, there's a place that I had a complaint about that is behind the nursing home. At the end of Chestnut, and I don't know who owns the property, whether it's the nursing home or whoever.
Well, we've had, I don't know, did much.
It's been mowed once.
That first part has right at the end of Chestnut, but if you look off to the right, it's not been mowed.
I had,
Right at Chestnut.
it goes down kind of into a cul-de-sac down there.
Yeah.
It does meet that property.
Where Chestnut ends, there it just stops. That part right where you go off the road there, that's been mowed. But if you look off over here,
That's a nursing home.
yeah, looks like it has not been mowed. And there's several others. And we're coming up on winter. We're here in the middle of fall, the middle of October. And back when we first had a budget meeting, we talked about the blob of red paint on the firehouse. It's still there. Are we gonna paint the firehouse, or we just gonna leave the blob of red paint there?
Do you have any update on that?
The paint for the firehouse is down there for red.
Firehouse does not need to be painted red.
Have you ever seen a yellow firehouse?
Yes, and white ones and brick ones. But if it's gonna be painted, it needs to be painted.
Well, let's paint it.
The town didn't put the blob of red paint on there.
No, we should go paint it, y'all told us not to.
Yes, because you did not ask if it could be done.
I don't know about that.
The town owns that building. And
See
this,
pictures of it painted red to what it is now, with the white trim and the black trim, it looks fantastic.
I think that's a decision that should be made right here. Not down there.
Did you say you do have the red paint?
The red paint's setting down,
And it will do the entire,
do the entire building. And it's a little bit darker than what's on that spot, but we had to reformulate.
Looks terrible. Several people have commented on it last year at the Lord's Acre sale and this year at the Lord's Acre sale. Why is that big thing on the firehouse?
We done it to see what shifts of paint was the color we wanted.
That was a year
Then we
ago.
had the paint reformulated to paint. And the firemen were going to do it, and y'all stopped it.
If it's gonna be painted, I think we need to make that decision. New subject, lighting at the community center.
If you don't mind, back up.
If they're gonna paint it, well, we need to tell them go ahead or not. I mean,
Okay, do we want it painted red?
oh, I think it looked better what it is.
Does it match anything else down around there?
Let me ask you this. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of what y'all were going for, the country kitchen, not the country kitchen,
Dutch Country.
the Dutch pantry kind of look.
I can't.
It's real deep.
That's
Because
what
see,
you
we had all the trim redone, the roof redone, we painted all the doors white, and was gonna paint the building. The doors were painted, the black trim was put up, the black roof was put up, and one of the firemen went in and done different colors, different schemes. And with white doors, black trim, and red, it looked fantastic. So that's all I'm gonna say. I've been on 58 years, I think something needs to be done.
Okay. I know that that's kind of the scheme that the Dutch pantry has. I'm not saying that that's what you were
Is it-
trying to do.
is it about the same red, Roger, as like the boost? Would you say?
Probably it matches sort of some of the red and some of the red trucks. I mean,
And did,
we all looked at it, all the firemen looked at it and agreed to it.
and did the fire department buy the paint?
Yes.
and how much
As far as I know,
that
as far as I know, I don't know.
do you know how much they spent on that, Roger?
I have no idea.
Or how many
You asked
gallons
Dave
or
Evans. Well, I
whatever?
know it's 15 or 20 gallons. There's no paint.
It was quite
Roger, you
good.
may not be able to answer this, but if we say yes, go ahead, then how long do you think it'd be before they get it painted?
Well, cold weather now.
Yeah.
Find the next one.
Y'all have to talk to chief about that. I'm gonna back out of it.
If you don't want to paint it, I bet I know somebody that would for a donation.
And they done a good job. The last thing they
And
painted.
use the paint we got. So you don't have to buy the paint.
Okay, that's, we sort of got sidetracked there.
Do we need a motion on that, or?
Do we need a motion on that?
Can we just defer that to the manager for now? Till he
Yeah, let me get in
till he
touch.
sets that up?
Let me talk to Mr. Evans. Let me talk to Mr. Evans. Let me talk to Lions Heart, and I'll report on that.
Put up in what, 82, 83, and it's never been painted. Very little maintenance done to it.
Personally, the only thing that worries me about red is red fades more than
Well, look at the
a lot
yellow,
of colors.
it's faded too.
Well, I just know that red fades quite a bit, but it does look good. I think the Dutch Pantry is a good looking building, red down there like that, but, it's hard for me to see the forest for the trees. I'm not very good at looking at something and imagine what it would look like red, so until it was done, I think it's
a shame they paid for the paint out of their own pocket, it's just gonna sit there.
Well, and like I said at the budget meeting a while back, I appreciate the fact that the fire department was proactive and had pride in their building and was trying to do something good. I'm gonna say that, and I mean it.
Well, you've
I'm not
got,
gonna
you've
give it
got
back.
25 very interested firemen down
Exactly.
there, and they all voted for it to be painted red.
Jason, would you, just deal with that?
Yes, sir.
There's no need, Bob's got a point, but you can do it. the same thing that his point is, so.
It just needs to be done, no doubt, one way or the other.
We got the plan gathered now. Okay. I'm gonna.
Got something else, Mayor?
Oh, well, go ahead, you're gonna miss your chance.
Lighting at the community center. This past weekend, when they had the Lord Baker sale down there, we were all down there about 6 o'clock in the morning. And the lighting on the outside of that building is non-existent. We need to put some lights on the east side of that building and on the back side of the building. And maybe a little more lighting out toward the front parking lot. I thought we did that last couple years ago.
We replaced it with, well, what it was replaced with is not.
Like, yeah, like honestly, I mean, I can, but yeah, it's definitely dark on that side of
Would
it.
you feel you and Mike don't feel that?
It's not safe, especially when we have the bloodmobile down there, for, you know, one of us to go out and empty the
Yeah,
trash.
you need to have a better lighting for that. And Jason's gonna see about that. That will entail some pretty good wiring there possibly, so. You can contract it.
And we can always put one on the side of the library and put one on the side of the pavilion and kind of.
It needs some light.
Okay.
One other question.
Yes, sir.
Last meeting, it was brought up, a citizen brought up about Jake brakes. Did Damascus have a problem with putting up with Jake brakes?
They had, this was after my time, they had people complaining about it, they put signs up.
But they
Also,
didn't,
Damascus don't have any heels.
but didn't they say that it couldn't be enforced?
I don't know, I'll have to ask somebody on that.
Because I think I heard at that time that they had the signs, but they took it to court and the court said it couldn't be enforced.
I won't say the signs is the citizens' fault, but there's one out here on,
Yeah, on the highway.
that's not a VDOT sign.
No, it's that citizen put that up there.
This is the answer I got from one of the main guys in the local VDOT. So VDOT does not support engine brake signs. There is no state statutes restricting the use of engine brakes, although the Code of Virginia requires vehicles to be equipped with an exhaust system in good working order. If future requests for engine brake noise restrictions, the requester should contact DMV or the applicable police agency to identify measures to address the problem.
Well, they don't really need to use them, right?
Yeah.
If the brakes on the truck are what they should be,
The engine brake.
and they're running the speed limit coming off of this hill, they do not need them stinking Jake brakes. Now, I'm sorry.
All you gotta do is slow down.
That could be true, but if something did happen, and when them log trucks come off there and kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, I swear.
Y'all do what y'all think.
I think they need fast driving on some of them logs.
Well, I heard
They
one
look to me like they're flying.
coming down by Harpo's there the other day. He was speeding and just screaming. And that's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
See, Roger.
I think they do it just for the fun of it.
I'm sure.
There's a milk truck comes in down that,
Oh,
that
God,
hill
yeah.
about every morning about 6 o'clock.
If we had level ground here, I would support that 100%.
But we did have a citizen ask about that.
I agree.
And I remember something about Damascus and
The truck traffic here's doubled since I've been here. I mean, we've got tons of it.
We got sawmills from both sides.
And I know y'all think them trucks look like they're speeding coming off that hill, but I've sit there for hours and hours. It looks like they're flying, but they're not flying.
They just big, ain't they?
It's, any kind of high profile looking vehicle looks like they're flying.
That one I saw was flat.
we used to have citizens that had calibrated eyeballs. Everything was speeding on this street.
I put my radars on from the time I get to work and the time I leave.
Wasn't that Jimmy Gordon, he was setting the meter per minute rather than just.
Yeah, he he had his own radar and everybody was speeding, but he had it set on kilometers instead of miles per hour.
Okay, to PPTRA, right?
Chad Trivet straightened him out. Okay,
I got one question.
all right, let's go.
Any status on the water plant as far as engineering? Have we heard from engineers?
They are-
As far as our water plant?
They are working on preliminary,
Because they ain't heard nothing in a while.
Well,
I wanted to-
there's a reason for that.
Okay.
They're working on the preliminary design that we are acquiring the land that we are acquiring. Because we're not counting our eggs before they hatch. Once we get that, then we know where our building's going and where everything else is going. And it should be something they can do a lot. Because in the beginning, they were trying to squeeze a structure in to a spot that we didn't know if we had enough land without disturbing the spring. And I've been on them too, Sean. I've been on them too.
That's fine. I
But
just-
to their
I haven't
defense,
heard it.
they're sitting back waiting on that land procedure transaction to occur so that they know, hey, it's in our hands, we can do what we want to with this now. So,
All right, thank you.
mhm.
All right, any other questions? Okay, that takes us to new business. Now, you have to explain 2025 and then the letters, if you would, something like.
Yeah, that's the PPTRA.
I'm not too good at this.
So we just need to vote tonight to establish the 2025 personal property tax relief percentage. The tax books, I've received the personal property tax books, and based on the vehicle information received from the county commissioner of revenue and the number of vehicles being taxed in 2025 in the town of Roy Retreat, the rate has been calculated at 41.86%, which is 7.86% increase from the 2024 rate of 34%. This is required because the legislation passed to eliminate all personal property tax for individuals in Virginia. When the rate reached 70%, it was froze. And now localities receive a lump sum. We receive $17,068.90 each year, and we must distribute that money based on the value of the vehicles and the number of the vehicles in the town limits and determine the tax rate, the tax relief percentage. The tax relief is applied to all vehicles based on the following. $1,000 or less eliminates tax on that vehicle. A percent of 41.86% has been determined to be applied to vehicles valued between $1,000 and $20,000. Vehicles over $20,001 will receive 41.86% on the first $20,000 of that vehicle. So if it's a $50,000 vehicle, they only get their tax relief on the first $20,000. And I just need council action tonight to approve
You have a
the.
number that.
I had to calculate the number based on my tax book on how many vehicles we are taxing and the number of vehicles and the amount of those vehicles, and it calculates out to 41.86%.
Okay, if you would kindly remember that number so we'll have something to go by.
So I just need a motion and a second, and I need you to vote on that percentage.
So moved.
Second. Okay, Robert seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion as presented? And we're gonna leave it to Monica to put, you know, put too big a number in it, I guess. Give you time to do it.
This is tax relief.
Ain't gonna apply to you, old boy. Okay? All right. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Thank you.
That's what it is. Is there any other new business? Okay, under committee reports, do you have anything for finance appropriations, anything we need?
Yeah, I will just go back to taxes for a minute since we're on that anyway. I have spoke with the Commissioner of the Revenue And I don't know that we're gonna get our real estate book on time again this year. So last I talked to him, at the last meeting I reported, I had the personal property book and that he was gonna have the real estate book to me by the end of the week. Then the next time I spoke with him, he said they can't get their numbers to add up and it's a software problem. I mean, it's just gonna be that way. There's nothing I can do about that.
How much longer are they gonna, of software problems?
They need to buy software programs, what the county needs to do, and they're not doing that. So I don't know if people need to speak up.
They're doing good, they won't listen to you, bitch, so it's just.
But, so we're probably gonna end up extending our due date again. I mean, it's just really a lot there's a lot to that. I mean, yeah, you get 2 more months to pay your real estate tax,
No,
but
it never works good.
it-
For me, I lose my,
I mean, it just,
Really, whatever.
it makes a big difference with escrow companies and banks that call in here asking for their amounts and they want their tax tickets. And then once we do get the tax book, we have to rush around and get them the information. And, you know, they want to get everything settled by the end of the year for their customers. And, I mean, we don't have the information. So, I mean, I've been answering,
So nothing can be done on the software?
I mean, it's up to the county. It's up to the county to buy the software, apparently, is what I'm hearing. It's up to the county board to approve purchase of this software that they say, the commissioner's office and the treasurer's office says that will fix the problem that they're having. Now, I don't know a lot about that, so.
Is this the 3rd or 4th year?
Oh, this is 4th or 5th year,
Yeah.
at least, so.
I mean, people, they want to go ahead and get it paid, you know, to get it out of the way, and that's, to me, that's unacceptable for be that many years.
Lord, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess,
Maybe by the second meeting in November, we will be able to, if I don't have it by then you all might have to consider extending the due date to February 28th like we did last year.
Can we wait that long, you think?
I think so. I mean, if I don't have them, I don't have them. I think if I were to get the books before the if I could get the tax tickets out by, I like to give people 30 days. So if I could get the tax tickets out by the 1st of December even, ours are due the 5th of January, that gives them 30 days. So if I could get them out by the 1st of December. So by that meeting, we should know that by then. But I'll keep you updated.
okay. Do we have anything under personnel ordinances and legal matters?
No, sir.
I have one thing.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a lot to say. The business license you asked me about the last meeting. I talked to Mr. Sobey today, and he's going to write some letters this week. I'm going to give him the names, and he's going to write the couple of people that still haven't purchased those a letter and try to go that route.
You still just have 2?
There may be 3. I was trying to work with another person, and I haven't gotten a lot from them, so I'm probably going to end up sending him the names of 3 people to go forward with legal action.
Keys that you're dealing with.
Do we need to, I should have talked about this in new business. Do we need to talk about the Veterans Day meeting, whether we're gonna have council?
We did that last.
It's already
Did we
there.
vote on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's
This
already
is
been
unbelievable,
there.
man. I'm so sorry.
Not to be smart.
No, that's fine. You be smart, it's all done.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for the town manager? Well, that takes him to his report.
I've
And you've already done it, haven't you? So, same request. Any questions to the town managers or not? We turn it over to Bob.
All right, I've got a pretty good sized bill run. We wrote these checks: Alpha and Omega Repair Service, $138.24. Barrington Landscape Architecture, $8,050. Blaze Shoe, $125. Blue Ridge Analytical, $2,157. Bright Speed, $946.67. C&D Truck and Safety, $102.40. Centos, $751.99. Daisy and Nay, $65,834.03. Ferguson, $1,822.11. Flow Control, $423. Food Country USA, $17.12. Fort Chisel Septic Service, $3,100. Harpo's Hardware, $556.27. Hurt and Profit, $3,735. James River Equipment, $1,675.39. Joe St. Pierre, $125. Joint Industrial Development Authority, $5,820.75. Joint Public Service Authority, $1,559.92. Casey Automotive, $343.34. Casey Property Maintenance, $310. Lyons Cleaning Service, $750. Meredith's Garage, $70. National Pools of Roanoke, $168,000. Penn Stewart, $178.50. Polar Express, $225. Salem Stone, $1,283.80. Chantel, $764.83. Shred It USA, $96.98. Southwest Virginia Media, $95. The Bank of Marion, $468.07. The Lane Group, $6,013.90. Thomas Patrick O'Reilly, $47.91. U.S. Cellular, $404.72. Utility Services Company, $15,133.13. Miss Utility, $45.60. With County, $59,073.32. With Grayson Regional Library, $1,200. Z&M Enterprises, $611.01. That's it. For a total of $352,055.
Daisy and Nay, that's the Kinder Valley Loop. That's grant money. We'll be reimbursed that grant money.
That cabinet
What was with Kim?
meeting on
I
that.
don't know, you've got the,
No, I wasn't.
Jim, can you,
Let me.
I don't remember what that one was, I looked at it.
Okay, does anybody else have anything for the town council? We've turned in our bill run, so we can effectively leave.
Was it for the dispatch stuff?
By leaving.
Seems like I had sent y'all something.
Bob, Consolidated Dispatch.
Oh.
He's not available.
I haven't got this off yet.